Hey there, welcome to day 7 of our Get Up and Go 30-day plus challenge for the month of October 2020, day 7. And this is all about your core. What the heck, your core? You're probably thinking, like I was, this has been an interesting week, but all we've done so far, we haven't done anything about getting up and going. All we've done is stuff about us. We've looked into what makes us tick. We've looked into our priorities. We've looked into the 7 areas and aspects of our life. We've looked into us. Why? Why are we doing this? Well, because everything is about you. Everything starts with you. And that means we need to look at what's important to you. And part of that is looking at and examining your core values. What are your core values? Now, you can go ahead and Google, like I did, not even gonna lie. I Googled, and I'll share a quick, and I'll just read it to you, list of 102, and really there's a couple of duplicates, so I'm gonna say around 100, because there's a few less than 100, because they have respect twice, and they have relationships and friendship and change, I think, is even on there twice. So there's a couple that are twice, but it doesn't matter. The point is, there's a whole lot of values that we can choose from. So how do you know what your core values are? Your core values are the driving forces at the center of your being, and they're what cause you to do the things that you do. We do things for the people we love and care about. We do things for the people we love that we would never do otherwise, but we're driven to do that because it's at the core of our belief system and our values that we support and we help and we love and we care for the people that we love. That may or may not be one of your core values. So when we're looking at core values, we think about a couple of things. You know, what's important to me? What's important to you? Who do you admire? What moves you? What are you passionate about? What gets you excited? When do you feel most like yourself? When we're being most like ourselves, we're living and responding to our core values. If you're struggling with this, if you have a hard time with this exercise, because there's a lot of possibilities to choose from, ask people that know you well. Ask a couple of people. Chances are they totally can spout off what your core values are even faster than you can. I've had to do this on certain occasions, or I've done it on certain occasions when I was struggling with something and I'm like, well, do you really think this is something that's important to me? And people that knew me would be like, yeah. And people that didn't, I wouldn't ask people that don't know me or don't have an inside track on what makes me tick. So today, our assignment, our tool is core values. Understanding and knowing your core values is an incredibly powerful tool because it helps you to align with decision making and moving forward and knowing what to do, and it gives you confidence to know what to do. Question for anybody: did anybody struggle with yesterday's 7 why exercise? I personally struggled with it a little bit. I every time I do it, it's starting to come out the same every time I go through it. But I couldn't decide which area or aspect of my life I wanted to do. And then I went rock hunting with my son-in-law and my daughter, and I could barely move. And it became very apparent and very easy that the one I needed to do was the physical area. And what was my desire? Well, I wanted to be physically fit and healthy. And why did I want that? So that I could do things like rock picking with my kids and not feel like I'm 100 years old. And we get to the why, but that exercise is also a really good exercise to clarify our core values and what's important to us. We get to the heart of the matter, and the heart of the matter is our core values, our core beliefs, the things that we hold dear and that are important to us. So our challenge today, and I'm going to make it a little easier, instead of just picking like 5 core values, that's what I originally was going to have people do. That's kind of hard, especially when there's hundreds of things or 100 things or more to choose from. Pick one and brainstorm for each area and aspect of your life. So I'll show you what I did in my workbook because I've already gotten ready to do this. I set it up that I just took a piece of paper and I wrote PMESFRC for physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, and contribution. And I'm just going to brainstorm a couple of things that appeal to me from this list I'm going to read you, a couple of core values I have for each area, and I'm going to look at that list and I'm going to see what are the commonalities, what shows up the most often. Because what we're going to share today for our action item under the play work or the homework or thread is going to be the one core value that drives us. Because guess what? There is one thing that is above all and stronger than the rest, that's at the very center of our being, each and every one of us. And you'll know it when you feel it, but you'll also know it when you see it over and over again under each of these areas and aspects of your life. So if you find out that fun is showing up physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, and with respect to relationships and contribution, guess what? Fun is one of your major core values. Or if you see something showing up a couple of times, it's obviously more important to you than things that only show up once. So let me just read through. This is a big list. I actually got this off the soulsalt.com site, which I just Googled. You can Google core values and you'll get lots and lots of different people's lists. You can probably Google graphics, and if you have good eyes, you can look at one of the graphics of all the different possibilities and words. But just to get an idea of what I'm talking about, I want to read you this quick list. I'm going to use my magnifying glass of different things that might be core values to you. I'm going to read it quickly. And again, you can just look up a list, or you might know, you might just be able to say, okay, physically, I want to have fun to be physically fit. I don't want to do the same thing every day. Or you might want to be in community. You might want to go and join the club. You might want to, what's important to you? I can't even describe all the things because I haven't done the exercise yet for me, but I'm going to do it right along with you today. But here's a list of about 100, there's less than 100, but about 100 different possible core values. Family, freedom, security, loyalty, intelligence, connection, creativity, humanity, success, respect, invention, diversity, generosity, integrity, finesse, love, openness, religion, order, advancement, respect, joy/play, forgiveness, work smarter and harder, but I don't know, I think they might have meant work smarter, not harder, excitement, change, goodness, involvement, faith, wisdom, beauty, caring, personal development, this too shall pass, attitude, honesty, adventure, kindness, teamwork, career, communication, learning, excellence, innovation, quality, community, contribution, strength, spiritualism, entertain, wealth, speed, power, affection, cooperation, love of career, friendship/relationship, pride in your work, clarity, fun-loving, charisma, humor. That's a lot so far. Leadership, renewal, home, be true, contentment, friendship, courage, balance, compassion, fitness, professionalism, knowledge, patience, change again, prosperity, wellness, finances, grace, endurance, facilitation, effectiveness, fun, fame, justice, appreciation, willingness, trusting your gut. I would say trust is one. Giving people a chance, patience, forgiveness, self-respect, abundance, reciprocity, enjoyment, entrepreneurial, happiness, harmony, peace. And there's a whole lot more than this. I mean, I don't think creativity is on this list. And to me, creativity is a core value of mine. Finding creative solutions, solving problems, that's a core value of mine. It's focusing on solutions. So there's other ones besides the ones that are listed here. This is just to give you an idea. Go ahead if you need to. If you're having a hard time coming up with what are my core values? What are my core beliefs? Core beliefs and core values are very close, but a value is, I think, even stronger and more emotionally held to us and tied to us than a belief. A belief we can change pretty easily. Our core values are central to our being and very, very difficult to change. Whereas I can change a core belief if I so choose. I'm going to have a really hard time changing a core value. One of my core values is, it actually is creativity and love, meaning creative solutions to things and finding ways to figure things out. That's a core value of mine. And I might try to do something, but I'm probably not ever going to change that part of my personality. I'm never going to change personal development and self-improvement and finding ways to be a better human being. That is inherent in my being at this point. That is a core value of mine. And it's not just a belief. It's something it's in my being. I can't imagine changing that. So that's the difference between a core value and a core belief. But again, so a couple of these I would consider more core beliefs than core values. What were a couple of them that triggered me to even talk about this? Work smarter, not harder. To me, that is a belief, and that could totally be changed. And again, it was said work smarter and harder in the tool that I read. So I don't even know if that's right, but I think that's more of a belief. I could actually change the belief of working smarter and working harder, because that is actually one of my core beliefs, but that has changed over time for me. And a core value doesn't really change over time. It's something that we're not born with, but it's something we feel and we feel is so tied to our identity and so inherent in our being that it's probably something we're not going to change. We're better off creating our life along with those core values and building on those strengths than trying to think that we're going to change them. So our assignment today, again, is go ahead and look at each of the key areas of your life. I'm going to grab my graphic. Physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, and contribution. Brainstorm a couple of specific things that you value about that. What do you value? What's a core value about your physical well-being, your physical body, your existence? What is a core value about your mental health? What is a core value about your emotional, spiritual, and financial health? What is a core value that you hold about relationships? What is a core value that you hold about contribution and what you're here to create in the world? And then look at those lists. And I say do this just because it makes it easier. If I'm looking at a list of 100 things and I have to circle all the things that I think are super important to me and that are my core values, and I have to break that down, it's a little overwhelming. So this is just a way to make it simpler, to find the commonalities there. And you may very well have done this before. You may be able to say, hey, this is my number one core value. This is it. Love is what drives me, or speed is what drives me, or adventure, or curiosity, or security. What is it that's at the core of your being that drives you the most? We're just going to share the one thing. That's it. That is our day 7 Get Up and Go challenge. And again, we're focusing on ourselves at the beginning of this challenge intentionally. If you're struggling with that or concerned, hit me up in the comments below and let's chat about it. That's it. Have an absolutely amazing day. I will be with you tomorrow with day 8 of our Get Up and Go challenge. Get up and go. You got this.